What's going on YouTube? Welcome back. Pause or set play here. And I'm making a follow-up video to the one I made earlier this week on how to level up quickly, but also playing the game legitly, I suppose. And I made a video earlier this week more or less detailing folks who just kind of got into Rise of Iron. Of course, when you started out this week, or last week rather, you were more than likely level 335 or around there, and looked at ways that you could bump that up pretty quickly to get your light level to around 350 or so. That would enable you to get into the weekly heroic strikes and also give you a fighting chance at the nightfall strike. And more or less, my recommendation was save up your marks. If you started last week, you probably were at or close to the 200 max mark level, and that allowed you to buy a number of the items that the vendors sell. I recommended going for armor because, as you can see here, the gauntlets, the boots, etc., these cost 75 marks, as well as for the ghost. Whereas if you looked at the vendor weapons, or excuse me, the weapons that you can get from the vendors, these are quite a bit more expensive. So each of these items is 150. So basically, you could buy 2 armor pieces versus 1 weapon. And if you did that, if you bought the armor, that bumped your light level up pretty quick. Now, the purpose of this video is to talk about the gap, or the stall that many players get when you get to around light 351, 352, and onwards. And what I've noticed here is that once you get past light level 355, that's when your items start to drop at quite a bit higher levels than what you were at. So there's definitely a delay in that mid 350s. So my recommendation here is once you get around that 352, 353 range, you're going to have to upgrade items more or less one light level at a time. And I know it's not ideal, but you're only going to be able to level up your overall light if you're making those small incremental gains as you place through the heroic strikes and get your blues. So I know a lot of players have been farming the omnigul strike to get blue items. I personally have not been doing that. I just don't enjoy it, for whatever reason. I just don't enjoy it. So I've been kind of playing through normally, so to speak, and you're mainly relegated to getting blue drops at the end of strikes, or also blue engrams. Now, more than likely, these are going to turn into blues at 340. But if they do upgrade into a legendary, or as some players have said, into an exotic, then those items are going to be higher light levels, or have a chance to be higher light levels than what you currently have equipped. So naturally, you want to make sure you have your highest light levels equipped when you are decrypting blues, on the off chance that they are upgraded to a legendary or an exotic when you decrypt them. So basically, you want to be playing through heroic strikes if you can. If you're around light level 350 or so, and depending on the modifiers, you should be able to complete those. You'll get your blue items at the end of the strike. Chances are they're going to be 1 or 2 light levels higher than your current items, and it is rather tedious, but you're going to have to upgrade your gear with those to slowly bump up your overall light level. Now, the major way that you're going to make your bread and butter, though, is through faction packages, vanguard packages, and crucible packages. So here I'm going to show, right now I have future war cult. I'm not sure how close I am here. I'm at 657 out of 2500 for dead orbit, and I want to see what I'm at here for future war cult. And my advice is spend your motes of light on ranking up your packages. So right now I'm at 1,000, so I'm going to turn some things in here to bump this up. I'm going to switch over to the exotic cloak. If you have that, switch over to it. or the exotic class item, that will bump up your reputation gains a little bit. It may not make a huge difference, but it certainly will make some difference. So I'm going to turn in some heavy ammo here. You can always buy some more from Xur, or also you can buy some from Varix with the ether seeds. So don't be shy here. Just trade them in. Hold on to your weapon parts and armor parts, because you do use those quite a bit when you're upgrading your gear. But your main area is going to be the motes of light here. So I'm going to use these and get pretty close to the rank up. I'm within 100 or so from ranking up. And the cool thing is now you can choose which item you want to level up. So right now my armor, it looks like the lowest piece I have is the cloak and the gauntlets. I could use a better one of those. And on the weapon side, it's mainly the ghost and my heavy weapon. So I'm okay using or picking either weapons or armor as my upgrade. I'm not going to get an artifact by doing this. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's choose, and we'll choose a piece of armor. Basically, I'm hoping to get either a cloak or a gauntlet. All right. Well, in that case, there I got pretty darn lucky. I got a cloak and a piece of gloves. So hopefully these are a bit higher. Yeah. So you can see there the gloves I got are 366. So they're 2 light levels higher than the ones I have right now. And the cloak I got is 366 as well. So I'm going to upgrade my Vanguard cloak. Oh man, actually I'm not sure. I may upgrade my Iron Banner cloak here, because Iron Banner should be coming out in the next week or so, I'd imagine. So I'm actually going to upgrade this one right now. So we'll dismantle that. It was only a small gain. I went from 363 up to 366, but you can see I bumped up my overall light level to 365. And even though it's only a small gain, I'm going to also infuse my Days of Iron grips with the gloves I just got. Again, it's a very small increase, but now my armor, the lowest piece I have is the artifact. I'll do that again. My next package I'll probably use on a weapon, and ideally get a heavy weapon to bump that up. But it's going to be slow and steady gains here. So as long as you're using your reputation boosters, as long as you're using your reputation boosters when you're playing through the strikes, that'll help you get levels a bit faster. Make sure you're using your cloak or your class item that is bumping up your reputation gains. I believe if you have the booster, the reputation gain for the cloak, as well as the Vanguard streak, you should be getting around 300 to 340 reputation per strike. Now, if you knock out a handful of strikes, you're going to be well on your way towards getting another rank up in Vanguard. Not to mention knocking out bounties and things like that too. So make sure you're playing smart, using your boosters, using your appropriate class items here to get as much as you can from each strike. If you get some blues along the way, hey, they have a chance to bump up into a legendary, and of course that could be higher than what you currently have. And you also have a chance to get skeleton keys too. Now the skeleton keys are useful because you have a chance of getting, I don't think I have one here to show you, but you have a chance of getting, actually I do, yeah, oh I'm sorry, it's a intel relay. But you have a chance of getting a skeleton key at the end of each strike. It's a pretty low chance, roughly maybe a 5 to 10% chance of getting one of these. But you can use that at your leisure on a strike to give you a chance at one of the unique items from that particular strike. But you also have a chance to get an artifact too that way. And you have a chance to bump up this item, because this is probably going to be the one that is hardest to get. The artifact and the ghost. The ghost you can get from packages. You can see here I got this Dead Orbit shell from a package. So that you'll probably have a better chance of getting than the artifact. The artifact is going to be a bit harder to get. Like I said, you can use your skeleton keys to get it that way, but you can also rank up your Erismorn Crota's Bane reputation too. This is how many players are getting that higher level item. Now, my advice here, to be honest, would be rank this up after you get all of these items. You want to get these things maxed out. Ideally, get your overall light level close to 380, so that when you do rank this up and you have a chance at the artifact, you want to make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck, because that one is hard to get. So my advice is hold off on this one till the end. If you get some blues to bump it up like I did from 350 to 362, hey, even better. But make sure that you have all this gear maxed out. Get your overall light level. I'd imagine if all of these were 385, then my overall light level, even if this stayed at 362, my overall light level should still be above 380. And therefore, once I did get the rank up in Crota's Bane, I'd have a chance at getting a 385 artifact that way. So that's going to be your hardest one to get. Make sure that you're playing smart, equipping the highest light level gear you have as you're turning in faction rank ups, as you're turning in engrams on the off chance of getting a legendary or exotic from a blue. This way, I know it's a bit hard doing, but you're going to kind of get through that 352, 353 slow period that I think most people have. On that end as well, if you have any exotics or legendary engrams, don't turn those in when you're ranked 351, 352, 353. Hold off. I know it might be difficult, but hold off until you get 356, 357, then turn those in, because otherwise, you're really not going to, you're probably not going to get a higher light level item than you currently had. I have a video, I'll link it here in the description. I have a video where I open up a bunch of engrams. I opened them up right around that 351, 352 light level range, and every single one of them, with the exception of one out of like 50, was at my current light level. So I didn't get any gains that way. So just play smart. Main thing is have a good time when you're playing. For me that means playing strikes, playing Archon's Forge. I haven't been grinding Omnigul Strike. If that's for you, hey, no problem. Do what you like. But this is my recommendation. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. Even better, hey, I very much appreciate a subscription. I definitely appreciate all my viewers, and any comments, concerns, questions, let me know in the comments. So, as always, thanks for watching.